I'm lit with the squad. Lit with the squad. Confidence of a god.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review here at the Beerdojo. Today, we got SweetWater Brewing Company Extra Pale Ale, established 420. I have never had this beer before. When someone told me about it, I was at a family birthday party the other day, and they were like, yeah, we got Corona, we got Modelo's, and we got SweetWater. And I'm like, SweetWater? The only SweetWater I know is SweetWater, which is like the Amazon of music. Never heard of that before. I thought they were joking. Come to find out, it does exist. It's an independently brewed beer since 1997. And I'm really interested in this. I didn't even know extra pale ales existed. Obviously, I'm well aware of Indian pale ales, but that begs the question, what is the difference between an extra pale ale and an Indian pale ale? Well, that's why we got this channel as well, to educate and taste at the same time. So I'm gonna tell you right now. It says here, and it will be on the screen for y'all, generally speaking, the main differences between pale ale and IPA is that IPAs will have bigger hop flavors and slightly higher ABV, alcohol by volume. Pale ales will usually be between 4.5 to 6.2% ABV, where IPAs will usually sit somewhere between 5 to 7.5%, or more for a double IPA, which can range between 7.5 to 10%. So there you have it. That is the difference. Now, in regards to the SweetWater 420 beer, it says here, SweetWater 420 Extra Pale Ale is a tasty West Coast style pale ale with a stimulating hops character and a crisp finish, brewed with Munich 40L and two-row malts and Centennial and Cascade hops. Interesting. And, begs the question as well, the fact that this says 420 on it and it's from the West Coast, I think y'all know where I'm going with this, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Real quick. Anyway, I'm sure none of that is in this at all. Would actually be pretty cool if it was, but that'd be a whole nother thing. So I'm just going to read the back for y'all so y'all can see this. It says, ooh, don't float the mainstream. I'm not sure what that means. If anyone knows, put it in the comments, please. Drink them if you got them. Well, I do got them. You can count on this go-to OG pale ale being fresh, flavorful, and well-balanced every time. If you know, you know. So, here's the interesting part about this. I have a feeling, off rip, never tasting this, that I'm going to really like this. I really do. I'm not too big on IPAs, but I kind of feel like, based off the descriptions, extra pale ales, it might just be it. So let's find out. Y'all ready? Get my nails in here. Extra crispy. All right. Let's do it. Okay, I'm liking this color already. I like this color. I don't know if you notice sometimes when beers are poured, colors change as it continues to pour. And that, my friends, is looking like a perfect pour. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you. Autographs later. Off rip, love the color. This is the color I like. Maybe a little bit brighter, but this is the color I normally enjoy. So it has more of like a golden amber to it. Some carbonation to it. I like the smell. The smell kind of reminds me a little bit though of IPAs. As I said, and I always repeat, IPAs are not my favorite, but I have found some gems in them. Okay. So far we're off to a pretty good start. Let's see. Cheers. Interesting. Okay. this is what I'll say off rip. I felt immediately that I was going. It started off immediately like an IPA, and very quickly did become well balanced with a crisp ending. Just like it says, I thought I was gonna get a real hoppy taste at the end, but I didn't, which I'm quite surprised about. Wow. Wow. See, this is how I kind of, well, I guess that's why they're called extra pale. I mean, not extra. Yeah, extra pale ales. You know, a little more palatable. I like this. I like this. And the ABV on this, if I'm not mistaken, is 5.6%. Excuse me. I stand corrected. 5.7% alcohol per volume. It's pretty good. Have about 3 of these, you're going to be feeling real nice. It is very well balanced. I will give them that. The description stands true. Now, I am a sucker for advertisement. For all of y'all who don't know or are new to this page, doesn't really catch my attention even with the 420, but I see what they did with the green all around, you know, whether that's intentional or not. I don't fish. It has a fish on it, as you can see. I would love to learn how to fish. I have a lot of respect for water. This is interesting. And it comes from the West Coast. That West Coast living. All right, to the review. I'm debating between 2 scores right now. It is well balanced. I gotta say it is. I do like it. Hits the palate well. Smooth. Has a nice crispiness to it. I honestly wouldn't even know this was an extra pale ale, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, if you really think about it, sometimes when you're drinking beer, especially if you just, you know, someone who doesn't know anything about beer and you just sitting, chilling with friends, if someone just poured you this, I highly doubt you would know that this is a SweetWater extra pale ale. You could easily mistake this for another beer. Like for a more, I guess you would consider this a craft beer. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. It'll be in the post edit, but I don't know. This kind of gives me craft beer, but still like in the mainstream vibes. Like think about an artist or a musician for a minute, right? Who's a musician who has his own lane, but still can go mainstream when he wants. You know what I mean? Who would that be? You know what I'm saying? For me, personally, I feel like that's Currency. Shout out to Currency and Jet Life. They are amazing independently, you know, the model for being independent. But like, if he wants to do some hits, he could do some hits, and then he could just take it back and do his thing and stay in the lane that he chooses to be in, you know? That's impressive to do that. I strive for that as an artist myself. I make a lot of music, so if y'all haven't seen it, Noetic J, Noetic space letter J. Check it out. I produce most of my own music. Different varieties, different styles. So with the review. You know what? I'm going to give this beer a 6.8. There it is. 6.8. One of our higher rated beers, if I'm not mistaken, so far. You know, it's tough. There's only been 2 beers that have gone over 8 so far. The Kentucky Bourbon Ale and Shock Top, because it's just really one of my favorites. So shout out to SweetWater Extra Pale Ale, 6.8. Great beer. I would have that in part of my itinerary if I had a party and I had, you know, 5 different beers to choose from, like the party I went to. That was awesome. You had a Corona, you had a Modelo, you had SweetWater, and then they had, you know, the Trulies and all that, but underrated. 6.8. That's the review. Cheers.